The first G that we have in Ghana, that is the Greater Accra. Then the second, the H, that is the Hunters. That is Nkrumah's tribe. Western Hunters. The Hunters, so Hunters. Then the A, that is Ashantis, because the Ashanti kingdom also were then having a large people. Then the N, Northern sector. Then the last A became the Akans. So we use these 5 large groups to create the name Ghana.
Guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time of coming across BEFE'S space, you are highly welcome. My name is KWAME, and guys, today I'm taking you all to KWAME Nkrumah Memorial Park. Yes, I've been here before. I came for a program, but this particular one is for a proper tour of this beautiful park. So yeah, this is the reception. This is what it looks like. There is a sitting area. Yes, you can sit there. Nice location to take pictures. Yes, and then we have beautiful designs. And yeah, when you come in, you pay for your ticket. So this is the price for adults, children, foreigners, and Ghanaians. So if you want to also have your event, these are the prices. This car was gifted to Dr. KWAME Nkrumah by John F. Kennedy, the then president of the United States of America. Guys, this car still speaks class. It is parked at the reception, so when you come in, you're going to see it. You can snap pictures. You can't touch it, of course. You can't open it. You can't enter. You just snap pictures or take videos around it. If you don't pay for your entrance, you'll not enter the main park. This is just the reception where you will see all of this. When you come to the reception and buy your tickets, you can decide to go into the park yourself and just take a tour, snap pictures and all of that. But you can also decide to go with a tour guide, and that is what I actually did today, because I didn't just want to come here, snap pictures and just relax and just have fine pictures or blab here. I want you on with me to learn more about Dr. KWAME Nkrumah and to know the reason why they have to honor him this way. Okay, so if you know this is the kind of video you would love to watch, just stick around, because I promise you, you're going to learn a lot from this video. There is no how you finish watching this video and you're not going to learn something. So without much wasting of time, let's go together with our tour guide to go learn about Dr. KWAME Nkrumah.
I'm Frank. I'm going to be your tour guide. You can call me Kweku, meaning a Wednesday born. That is in Ghana here. So Kweku, which means I'm born on Wednesday. Right. You are all welcome to KWAME Nkrumah Memorial Park. This park, as we stand here, formerly when our colonial masters were here, Portuguese were here, Dutch, Denmark, Sweden, they were all here. Even France also passed through to trade, but we were not colonized by the French. The last colonial masters were the British that colonized Ghana. Now, actually, the name Gold Coast that was given to Ghana was given by the British. The reason why they named the people here British, people named us Gold Coast, because gold is not being mined from the coast. When you come to Ghana here, the gold is being mined from the hinterland, the forest area, Akotia, Damai, Kakwa, and the rest, Obuasi, and the rest. So, in the olden days when the colonial masters come, because they are afraid to go to the forest areas, though they were living at the coast. That was where the castles were built over there. And therefore, they trade in gold. So, based on that, they named the people of this land Gold Coast. So the name Gold Coast were given by the British because they were then buying the gold at the coasts. But we don't get the gold from the coast. We get it from the hinterland. That's the reason why we had the name Gold Coast. Now this park, as we stood, was being honored by KWAME Nkrumah when Nkrumah passed on. So the British colonial masters, when they were here, this is where they played the game polo game. So it was called British Polo Park. Then the name was changed to Old Polo Ground. So 1991, 1992, when the late President Fire Lieutenant Jerry John Lawrence tried to re-innovate this place to honor Osagyefo Dr. KWAME Nkrumah, then the name was changed to KWAME Nkrumah Memorial Park. But initially, when KWAME Nkrumah passed on, the body was moved to Nkrumah. By then, so Nelson Mandela, Julius Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta, they visited Ghana to see where Nkrumah was buried. So it was then when they told the president by then, Fire Lieutenant Jerry John Lawrence, that based on what Nkrumah did for the nation, he is not supposed to be buried at Nkrumah. It doesn't defeat him. So therefore, the body should be moved and bring to the greater Accra here to honor him well. That's the reason why the body was brought here on this very park to honor him in the city. So Nkrumah, as we know, was born in the western region part of Ghana, Nkrumah to be precise, to Madame Elizabeth Nyaniba, a fishmonger, and the father Kobna Teleku Inya, a blacksmith. Nkrumah started his elementary school at Halfas Lane. That was where the father was working. Over there, Nkrumah completed his elementary school in the year 1926. When Nkrumah completed, he gained admission to then Achimota College. Over there, by then it was a teacher training school. So when Nkrumah completed in the year 1930, Nkrumah taught 5 good years in some Roman Catholic schools across Gold Coast by then. So in the year 1935, Nkrumah gained admission to outside country and study in Pennsylvania, that is the States. So over there, he pursued a BA in Economics and Sociology, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Sociology at the Lincoln University over there, and completed in the year 1939. Whilst Nkrumah was at the Lincoln University, when he was schooling, Nkrumah served as the president of African Students Association of America and Canada. So Nkrumah lived there. In there, he had his degree in education, philosophy, theology as well. So Nkrumah lived over there till 1945. That was when Nkrumah moved to London. And when he got to London, he went to London School of Economics. And over there, he did that for just a semester. So Nkrumah lived London from 1945 to 1947. So in 1947, by then, the first political party that was founded in Gold Coast by then, called UGCC. And therefore, Akweji, one of the members of the Big Six, invited Nkrumah to come to Ghana. And when Nkrumah came, he was asked to be the general secretary of the UGCC political party in the year 1947. Nkrumah joined the party for 2 years. So 2 years later, Nkrumah found out that his ideology does not match with that of the UGCC political party. So therefore, he broke out from the party and founded his own political party in the year 1949. When Nkrumah founded his own political party, Nkrumah was mobilizing people, campaigning so that he would get majority followers. That was what happened when the British colonial masters arrested him and sent him to the James Ford prison. And over there, he's supposed to be there for 3 good years. But lucky for Nkrumah, once he was at the prison, the rest of the people that he left behind, Kodobo Tuo Krobedu said, Bedema and Co., they were campaigning whilst Nkrumah was at the prison. And lucky for them, they won, their party won with a majority vote, and therefore the colonial masters have nothing to do than to release Nkrumah from the James Ford prison. So he was released in the year 1951. So instead of 3 years, he spent just a year at the prison. When Nkrumah came out, they made him the leader of all government businesses across Gold Coast by then. Exactly 1 year Nkrumah was ranked, and they made him a designated prime minister. By then, the governor that was governing these Gold Coast was Sir Charles Adin Clark. He was the governor by then. So Nkrumah worked with him from 1952. So Nkrumah with his people worked hard till 1957 when they finally gained independence for Gold Coast, and the name Gold Coast, that was when the name Gold Coast was changed to Ghana. And Nkrumah chose this very park, exactly where the bronze statue is mounted, stood there and declared Ghana's independence, but not Independence Square. And the metallic stand that he stood on it on that very year, 1957, on the 6th of March, which happened to be Wednesday, and this very year, 2024, the independence falls right on Wednesday, that Ghana attained 67 years after the independence. And the metallic stand he stood on it is just close to the mango tree that was planted by Nelson Mandela.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. I want you all, those who have hats on, to take off your hats and let the band play our national anthem. And from now on, that national anthem is the national anthem of the Gogo to be played on all occasions.
Actually, when this very place was innovated and Nkrumah was buried here for the 3rd time, Nelson Mandela visited the park again to check whether Nkrumah has been honored well. So when he came, he planted the mango tree over there. The trees we see around this garden were being planted by some head of state and some dignitaries. When they visit this park, they plant a tree in memorial. Now, when Nkrumah gained independence in 1957, the same year, that was when Nkrumah got married to Fatia. He got married to Fatia in the year 1957 because Nkrumah had it at the back of his head that he wanted to unite all African countries together. That is the reason why Nkrumah traveled all the way to Egypt and got married to Fatia. And with Fatia, they have 3 children. The first one was Game Nkrumah. The second one was Samia Yaba Nkrumah, and the third one was Sekou Nkrumah. Nkrumah named the first one to Fatia's uncle, who happened to be a president of Egypt by then, Abdel Gamal Nasser. And the second one, the lady, he named him after his own mother, Nyaniba. And the third one, Sekou, he named him after Guinea-Conakry president, Sékou Touré. So with Fatia, they have 3 children. But before that, Nkrumah had a child before getting married to Fatia, and that child was born in 1935. But that one, it wasn't official marriage. That was when Nkrumah was going to Lincoln University in the year 1935. So it was true girlfriend relationship, and that child came out. His name was Professor Francis Emeritus Nkrumah, currently a retired medical doctor, lives in Ghana here. So in all, Nkrumah had 4 children. So exactly after independence, 3 years, that was when Ghana became a republic. and that was when Nkrumah was sworn in on 1st July 1961 as the first president of the Republic of Ghana. So Nkrumah ruled for 6 years, from 1960 to 1966. So Nkrumah founded the Ghana-Guinea Union in 1958, which Mali joined the union in 1961. So in 1966, Nkrumah was traveled to China on a peace mission. On his way going, when he got to Vietnam, that was when Nkrumah heard that his government has been overthrown, led by the coup that Afrifa and Kotoka did, and some ISIS behind. And therefore, Nkrumah couldn't come back to Ghana because it was being captured by BBC. So Nkrumah had to fall on his friend Sekou Guinea-Conakry president, and therefore he told him, my friend, if you go back to your country, you're going to be killed. And therefore Nkrumah listened to him, and Nkrumah did not return back to Ghana again. So Nkrumah went to Guinea-Conakry, stayed with Sekou, and he made him a co-president. So he was there till 1966 till 1971 when Dr. KWAME Nkrumah fell sick, and Nkrumah, Sekou, Guinea-Conakry president, took him to hospital. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So he was sent to Romania in a hospital called Bucharest Hospital. So Nkrumah was there within a short time. Then Nkrumah passed on 27th April 1972. When Nkrumah passed on, when he was alive, he couldn't come back to Ghana. So how can Sekou, the one that received him, brings him back to his country? So therefore, he received that body at Guinea-Conakry, and over there, the body was kept for 3 months. So by then, Nkrumah's mother was alive, attained the age of 100 years, and therefore, she was even blind by then. So she requested for the son's body, that even the son is no more, she wants to see the son's body. And therefore, due to old age and the way the woman was crying, very aged, so the leaders also listened to him. And then they have to go to Sekou, Guinea-Conakry, to move the body and bring the body to Ghana here, and was sent to Nkrumah, his birthplace. And over there, the body was put on public display for people to come and view. After that, the body was buried over there for 20 good years. So when Nkrumah want to be brought here, led by Lawrence, after we renovated this place 91, 92, then the body was brought here finally to be buried in the mausoleum here. So we say Nkrumah was buried 3 times. First one at Guinea-Conakry for 3 months, second one 20 years at Nkrumah, and the final one was here. And therefore, when Nkrumah body was brought here, he was initially, the body was in the metallic casket, and people come to view and watch. But later on, they found out that the body was decaying, so they have to finally bury it. If we don't want Nkrumah's body to be buried, like we should have called the people that embalmed him because of fatia. So Nkrumah's body was embalmed by the Egyptians. Because when you go to Egypt, the Egyptians' mummies, they have bodies that have 100 years, 200 years, 300 years and over, and he's still there. But we chose to bury Nkrumah here. That is a brief history. So now we move to the Declaration Center, where he stood and declared Ghana's independence. I will explain the statues we have in the water. Now, these statues that we have in the water here, we call them home brewers. They are traditional home brewers. In Ghana here, when there's a deva and a chief is coming to the program, these traditional home brewers will face the chief and welcome him to the deva. By this time, you can see that the traditional home brewers, they turn their back to Nkrumah. If Nkrumah is alive, they will be punished for that. Because Nkrumah is no more, that's why they turn their back to Nkrumah, and therefore they are announcing the death of Nkrumah to the public. Because when the British colonialists were here, this park was no-go area by the indigents. The blacks are not allowed to come to this very field. That is the reason why Nkrumah chose this very park and declared Gold Coast independence. And the name Gold Coast was changed to Ghana. The man we have at the far end, the one playing the drum, the talking drum, he representing the southern sector of Ghana. The one at the far end there playing the guitar, he also representing the northern parts, the northern sector of Ghana. And these two statues talks about culture diversity. Irrespective of the language you speak or you spoke, we are all one. So that is what it's telling us. Then the water surrounding the traditional home brewers or the fountain, we say water is life, and therefore Nkrumah never dies. This is the bronze statue, and this is the actual place that Dr. KWAME Nkrumah stood on the 6th of March and declared Ghana's independence. And the metallic stand he stood on it. That is what we are seeing just in front of the mango tree that Nelson Mandela planted, the late president of South Africa. Yes, this very mango tree.
This was a metallic.
This was a metallic, yeah, the metallic state. Yes, so this one is more than 67 years because it was done before the declaration of the independence. And this is the mausoleum where Nkrumah was buried for the 3rd time. That is where the grave is. Now, when we look at this very structure, we have two stories behind this very structure. Now, this structure that we see here behind me, when you look at it critically, you can see that the structure here is a sword. The edge is down. When you look at it critically, it is a sword and the edge is down. It is a sword because in Ghana here, if I'm a leader in my community or in my town, as soon as I lift the sword up, it means I'm calling for war. If I turn my sword down, it means I'm calling for peace. So that is the reason why it was being structured like that. And Nkrumah himself is a peaceful man. Ghana is a peaceful nation. That is the reason why even when he was overthrown, when the coup was led against him, he couldn't come back. Because when we can see from most African countries, whenever a coup is led against them, they move back and they try to fight back. But Nkrumah never came back. Because if you should have come back, a lot of people are going to lose their lives through what will be happening. And therefore, he couldn't come back. Now, when we look at this structure again, it's also a truncated tree. A tree that has been cut off. It is a truncated tree because the work Nkrumah wanted to do for Ghana and Africa at large, he couldn't complete it. That's why we say it's a truncated tree. If you have a plant and you cut it off, it cannot go up again. Then also we say Nkrumah is resting under his own tree. In Ghana here, when we go to farm and the sun is scorching, what we do is we go under a tree to relax over there to release the stress. When the sun goes down, we move back to our field and continue the work. Or when it's raining, because when we go to our farm, we don't have shade there. And therefore, when it's raining, you just go under the tree to just stay there and relax. When the rain stops, you get back to your field and work. That's why we say Nkrumah is resting under his own tree. This structure that we see was designed by a Ghanaian architect. His name was Don Atta, but it was built by Chinese people. And they use Italian marbles in building this structure that we see over there. This is the final burial of Osajifo Dr. KWAME Nkrumah, the great Pan-Africanist, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, born on 21st September 1909, died on 27th April 1972. Now, Osajifo was a name given by the people. His name actually given to him was KWAME Nkrumah. By then, Nkrumah, as we pronounce Nkrumah initially, or the actual name is being pronounced Ngoloma in the tribe in which he comes from. Nkrumah comes from Western region and the tribe is called Inuma. So the name was Ngoloma. And when you Google and make research, Nkrumah actually, the name wasn't KWAME. Because when you Google on 21st September 1909, when you Google, Nkrumah should be called Kobna. When you check, it's a Tuesday born. But he tried to change it. The reason being that in Ghana here, for instance, I'm called Kweku. And for instance, when I'm named by my uncle or any of the elderly people, and when I grew up and I found out that the person that I'm being named after, if that person doesn't live a good life, I try to change the name. That is in Ghana here, that is our tradition. So for instance, if I'm named after somebody who is a drunkard, somebody who is a womanizer, and maybe I've become a pastor and I don't want to bear that name, then I have to change that name and bear somebody who need a good legacy. So therefore, that was what happened to Nkrumah. And therefore, when Nkrumah was buried here, so the word Osagyefo is a title given to Nkrumah by the people. And therefore, when we say Osagyefo, it means a warrior, a savior, or a redeemer. So we say people's redeemer. That is the meaning of the Osagyefo. And therefore, when Nkrumah passed on, and he was buried here for the final one, the wife Fatia, after everything, moved to Egypt, her in country, and therefore made a request to the nation. When she also passed on, she wanted to be buried close to the late husband. So when Fatia also passed on at Egypt, the body was flew all the way from Egypt, brought in Ghana here, and Fatia too was buried here. So we have the grave of Fatia also here. Nkrumah died at the age of 63. Fatia died at the age of 75. So in here we have all the children's name written on it. They chose to write their names on their mother's grave. That doesn't mean that they are also dead. They are all alive. So Francis, the leader, was born in 1935. Gamel, firstborn with Fatia, 1959. Samia, secondborn of Fatia, 1960. And Seku, thirdborn of Fatia, 1963. Over here we have the broken statue. You see the body different from the head. This broken statue that we see in front of us was being vandalized when the coup was happened, led by Afrifa and Kotoka, and therefore the one we named after our airport. And therefore this statue was being vandalized. It used to be in front of our old Parliament House just across the road. So when this very statue was being vandalized, an anonymous woman stood far close, but he's afraid she couldn't come because they are using guns and other weapons. So very afraid, couldn't come close, waited patiently, and after those military men has left, she came, and I believed because she cannot carry this one, like she would have sent off. So she picked the head, sent to her house, and kept it for 43 good years. So later on, the body was found, was taken to the National Museum, and when this place was established, it was brought here to be mounted in 2007. So the head got missing, and they are still looking for it, and one of the hand not found up to now, still looking for it, because the woman should have kept it, because this is a full bronze statue, and therefore return it to the Information Department Center when this place was established. And even though she was afraid, so when she sent it there, she asked them not to take her photograph. She didn't mention her name, where she's coming from. Later on, they started tracing back, and they couldn't find the woman again. And the head being kept or being got when it got missing for 43 good years, and later on brought it here to be mounted in 2009. So that is the reason why we see the head different from the back. The reason why it was not restructured like the bronze statue we have at the Declaration Center is that if it's being done, the history behind will not be known by generation. That is the reason why it was mounted exactly after the vandalization.
Hearing all these stories and details about KWAME Nkrumah just got me thinking. Come to think of it, don't you think it is nice, or it would be nice if we keep memories, pictures, things that we know our generations unborn will use to remember us? So there is a particular museum, or let's say the main museum, where you see a lot of things about Dr. KWAME Nkrumah. You are not allowed to video in there. That's why I couldn't video. So you can see even down to the mattress that Dr. KWAME Nkrumah used in secondary school. You could see even the first casket that he was buried in, the metallic casket that he was buried in. You will see so many things about Dr. KWAME Nkrumah. Histories are better told when there is something to feel or see.
So this is where we call the Freedom Wall. So over here we have the black star, then some quotes that Nkrumah made, and I pinned the signature beneath. So we have the black star but not Ghana star. So the black star over here was also an inspiration that Nkrumah had from Marcus Garvey Frontline, the Jamaican. He also used the black star, Marcus Garvey Frontline, and therefore this star representing the hope of Africa. Then we have some portrait pictures of Nkrumah. We have 6 portrait pictures. You see the first one, that is 1947. Then the second one, that is 1949. Then we have the third one, that was when he was put in prison. Then the fourth one, that was when he was made the designated prime minister. Then the fifth one, that was when Nkrumah gained independence for Gold Coast, and the name was renamed to Ghana. Then we have the last one, that is the sixth one. That was when Ghana became a republic. That is 1960, and Nkrumah was sworn in as the first president of the Republic of Ghana. So the facial expressions that we see tells us that Nkrumah is a human being like I and you, and therefore he also has his good days and bad days. So that is the reason why you see the different facial expression. And when we gain independence, by then in Ghana here, because we don't have any name, so we're used by our tribes to name ourselves. So we have Ashanti Kingdom, then we have the Accounts Kingdom, we have the Guans Kingdom, then we have the Dangerous and the rest. So by then Nkrumah chose the high level tribes. So that's why he chose Ghana here, and the first gene that we have in Ghana, that is the Greater Accra. Then the second, the H, that is the Hunters. That is Nkrumah's tribe. Western Hunters. The Hunters, so Hunters. Then the A, that is Ashantis, because the Ashanti Kingdom also were then having a large people. Then the N, Northern Sector. Then the last A became the Accounts. So we use these 5 large groups to create the name Ghana.
See, history is more interesting when you get to see and to feel as much as possible. So if there's anything you need to keep, whether in your country, people are watching me from other countries, whether in your country or in your life, if there are things you need to keep, like I say, my NYSC boots, I don't want to throw it away. My great grandchildren to come will see that this is what my great grandmother wore when she was 7. It might mean nothing to you, but trust me, maybe in the next 10 years it will not be the same thing. So they will have an idea of what you wore, the size of your leg. In fact, this is beautiful. I hope you learned something from all of this, and I want to commend Ghana for putting up this. Like, people travel from far and near to come watch, to come learn. It's amazing. It is amazing. And the fact that they've been able to maintain this environment, you can see how clean, how beautiful the environment looks. It's just attracting tourists, it's just attracting foreigners, it's just attracting people to come to Ghana. See, if you're a Ghanaian and you've not been here, you just carry it in your head that I'm a Ghanaian. You know, you think you know everything. Come here, come and learn, come and see for yourself. If you are a tourist thinking of visiting Ghana, this is one place you must visit when you come to Ghana. You should visit here, because this place will really tell you the story about Ghana and how Ghana gained independence and how Africa gained independence or gained their freedom, even if of course we are not totally free. But I'm not here to talk about politics. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do well to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't, turn on the bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And until we meet next time, do not forget to always smile because you're beautiful when you do. Bye.